Hey guys, I just want to film a quick point that not everybody really has the warrior spirit or the drive to speak about things that truly are occurring, that are monumental, that are important, that never get their credence or dues. Not everybody has that within them to do that, but if you do, then consider it your duty and your obligation to try to reach others with that type of message, because you very well could be the conduit or the spark that they need in order to awaken in a better way. Because I have a feeling that what's really going on in this world is that many people know the deal and can't speak to it, can't find the words to be preemptive about something that bothers them. It's just going to have to manifest into a problem in actuality and in their current reality for them to see a need to even identify or to try to work through. It sucks to have such foresight into things and to sense and feel and know what's going to happen and not be able to change or influence the outcome at all. That's torture to me. To possess that type of divine knowledge and never be able to do anything different is truly a disgrace. It is truly an insult to injury, which is the hallmark of this time period. Basically, that's a major theme that I'm taking away from the past several years, that it is insult to injury to those who are smart enough and sentient enough to feel what's going on. Then you're going to feel the burn and feel the pain from it. The other people are numb to that. They're walking through flames and they're numb to it. They'll not feel it until they're scorched to death, pretty much. But pretty much we can reasonably expect that a lot of us are going to be experiencing setbacks in life and in the world around us, simply because human life has been stalled. It has been interfered with, and in many cases it's been brought to an end for selfish and hedonistic reasons and twisted purposes that are almost impossible to quantify or speak of. The God complex that this whole system of life has created is so toxic. It's given people who are weak and morally bankrupt too much control over the situation around them. It's given them an advantage and an edge over people around them in a very evil, devious way. People see what's going on around them. They sense what's going to happen in the future, and they can literally play God with events in the future, knowing what they know. It's a very dangerous time period in terms of having good ideas and expecting that they won't be interfered with or meddled or stolen, perhaps, and used for other purposes. Just about everything that we can do of a positive merit can be twisted into something negative. And that pretty much indicates to me that, what's transpiring in the background is indeed the work of the devil, like I've said many times. Also, there's really no trust or comfort within friend groups or families of people anymore, actually. It never gets expressed, but this whole system of life, as I've described it, definitely is designed to get into people and to tear things apart over time and to reduce trust and love and never make us feel as if something is what it should be. Most of us are stuck around the wrong people, and we can't change that, and we're prevented from ever identifying who the right people could be. Ignorance is not blissful. They want it to be a precedent that we're aware of things, but we're willfully ignorant. This whole type of thing was constructed by backwards people who live double lives, who are shady, horrible people who indulge harming people and get off on it. It's that system of life of malignant narcissism and toxic behavior that is slowly being instilled in people, and people are led to believe that this is normal, that we can harm each other and we can get by and perhaps even get ahead in the world by having this precedent that we must step on their backs to keep going. Yeah, now the global elite has that type of mentality, and that's prevalent in this world because this is a quite literal prison planet. It's a soul farm, and if you don't see it as what it is, then that just means you're in the matrix going through the motions. I have to impersonate a clone more than I am a clone, if that makes any sense. But we don't live in a society that's going to allow us to be self-aware without some type of punishment. You have to be really pure of heart and really motivated and care a lot to do anything different. It's just going to be an exercise of futility to blend and balance these two realities if you don't possess that type of tact. If you don't have that intestinal fortitude or purity of heart going on, then it's not going to be advantageous for you. There are going to be punishments invoked, but I still can't help but respect somebody who's willing to go against the grain and accept the punishment. That's pretty much why we have a better afterlife than they do. That's the end. That's the ultimate reason. But the silent power structure never wants you to realize how weak and vulnerable the world actually is, technically, until it's way detrimental, it's unavoidable, and it's still quite hard to speak of, for no good reason. A lot of people are going to be experiencing worker bee syndrome. There's predictable ruts that they're in that are easy to govern with little variation. That's good for the powers that be. They want you to be self-sustaining on your little hamster wheel, and one day that wheel breaks. That's pretty much the nature of life as it is. But honestly, if you're like me, you'll only ever receive that type of fulfillment from spiritual enlightenment and awakening in the right way. And ultimately, I think a lot of us are going to get back to basics and become minimalists because we have to. We have less means, less abilities, less things to look at. So yeah, be a minimalist, be a spiritualist, be a Gnostic spiritualist. That's pretty much my best advice. In a perfect world, I think that we would only be asking ourselves a couple questions like, how do I eat food and live, and where are my people? Hopefully that's what it boils down to, but later on.